Hi guys, gotta move the dog toys out of the way. Who's here? Hi Sin. Hi Bruce. Hips and shoulders, you got it. Cool. All right, we'll start in a couple of minutes. Get your pillows, get your blankies, get yourself, let's see. I think I'm ready. I might get some water. Hold up. Can you guys see that white bird out there? It's right in the middle. I don't know if you can see it. It's really neat looking. Any more requests from anyone? Okay. So I hope you have some pillows or a pillow, maybe a blanket or a towel. I'm going to start seated. We have a couple more minutes. How are you guys? Check in. How's it going out there in the slightly opened world? I went for a really nice socially distanced hike with my sister and my niece and our dogs today. It was so perfect. It felt so good to get out and be on the trail. Then we went for a really good lunch, a late lunch, so I'm still kind of full. Let's see. Hi, Nancy. I'm glad you guys are here. Welcome to Nightcap Yoga. Are you ready for a nightcap? I'm Connie Bowman. I usually teach Nightcap Yoga on Tuesday nights under the old circumstances. Who knows what's coming? I'm just open to whatever. But I was just saying I went for a with my niece, Jennifer, and my sister and our dogs. And we're actually wearing masks on this hike, which was interesting, but we didn't wear masks, but we kept 6 feet of distance from one another and anybody else who's on bikes or hiking. It was just such a nice day. And then we went for a really nice lunch, and I had the best salad. And one positive thing about wearing masks I noticed today is that you don't have to worry if you have spinach in your teeth. So there we go. But I asked my niece while we were walking, I said, what would you like to practice tonight in case you tune into Nightcap Yoga? Hi, Jen, if you're out there. And she said meditation. I'm like, well, we always meditate a little bit. We start centering and we end in Shavasana. But I thought we would make tonight's theme sort of a meditative theme. So yoga is a meditative practice, right? So as we are moving through the different shapes that we make this evening, just try to keep a meditative state of mind. And what does that mean? Meditation, a lot of people think of it as sort of going to a spa, like you just get rid of all of the thoughts. But for me, meditation is more getting connected with my true self. Because as soon as I sit down in meditation, all those thoughts come rushing in, and I notice how many thousands of thoughts I can have in just a 15, 20-minute amount of time. But it's really, really good for us. We know that there's scientific evidence about meditation that, they've done so many studies now that there is evidence-based research papers everywhere about meditation, lowers the blood pressure, enhances our sense of well-being, increases the amounts of all those good chemicals, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and it's good for the brain. So it's really good for us. Just let that. But one thing I noticed, I went to a 10-day meditation retreat, a silent retreat. It was all women, and we stayed in dorms. It was about 20 of us, and 3 to a room. And I moved into a room without having any conversation with my roommates. And I had the middle bunk, middle twin bed. I was in the middle. My neighbor, I think she was Chinese. And my other neighbor was from India, and she was the last person in her family to do this Vipassana retreat. It's the tradition in her family anyway, from India to do this Vipassana retreat. And so we went 10 days without talking to one another. And one thing that I learned is that no matter how different, no matter how from where we come or our age or our anything that makes us seemingly different, we can grow to really care about one another, saying a word. And that can also happen for ourselves. So just play with some meditative movement, meditate tonight, and just see what you learn about yourself. And it might not all come in one fell swoop this evening, but you can continue off your mat. So, too many words. Let's just get still. Sit up nice and tall. Find a comfortable way to sit. And I like to prop up my hips. You can even go old school and move the fleshy part of your hips out from underneath you. And then sit up nice and tall. Let your hands rest wherever they're comfortable. And let your eyes close. And just as we begin, just notice the parts of the body that are making contact with the floor. And notice the sounds in the distance. Notice the sounds that are closer in. And see if you can appreciate the temperature of the air, or just notice it. And with your eyes closed, see if you can notice light shining through your eyelids. Perhaps there's an aroma floating through the air, a candle, maybe dinner. Just noticing all the sensations and letting them be, And then bringing your awareness to your body and your breath. So notice your natural breath as you inhale and as you exhale. Softening the belly, begin to invite in a deeper expression of that inhalation, filling up the belly, filling up the ribs, and drawing the air all the way up into the lungs. Way up. Think of breathing all the way up to your shoulders, maybe all the way up to your throat. And then let your lips close gently and exhale through your nose. That'll take you a little bit longer than if you were to exhale through the mouth. So let that exhale and see if you can empty out completely and just pause there. And then begin again, filling up the belly, filling up the ribs, filling up that heart space. Maybe letting your shoulders draw a little broader. Let that chest expand. And let your exhalation, again, long, full, and complete. Take another full round of breath. And let it go. No matter what's happening externally, we can stay inwardly focused yet alert. Relaxed and yet alert. One more breath. And slowly let it go. And blink open your eyes. Just begin to rock from side to side. Notice how you're feeling this evening. We'll keep things slow and meditative. So if I start going faster than you like, just slow down. Make it your own pace. Take your arms out wide, sweep them up, reach up, and then exhale your hands to heart center. Let your chin come down to your chest, and just pause here. Just noticing as we begin what thoughts predominated your day, perhaps. And then making a pact with yourself to just simply let those thoughts float in and out with the breath as we practice this evening. Release your arms out, inhale, reach up, and exhale, hands to heart. Third time, reach up, look up, and exhale. Lower your hands to your heart and your chin to your chest. Just release those hands. Shake them out. And let's take our hands and clasp them. And just take some figure eights, just bringing some stretch and blood flow to the wrists. Go in one direction. And then go the other direction. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. Good. Beautiful. Release that, shake that out. And then take your palms, clasp them again, but this time send them forward. And notice what happens to your shoulders. See if you can plug held up. Getting nice and long in the side body. Smile at me. Are you still smiling? And then lean over. Lean to your left. Good. Take a big breath in. And come back up to center. Inhale and lean to your right. Pressing up with your palms. And exhale, come back to center. Good. And exhale, just rain it on down. Good job. Switch the cross of your feet so we can sit here for just a couple more poses. And then sweep your arms up. Take your right arm back behind you. Give yourself a pat on the back for showing up. And reach your left hand to your... I'm sorry. That's all I can say. Take a nice big breath in. I still give myself a pat on the back even though I can't tell my right from my left. It's all good. And then breath out. And just switch sides. Just stretch the opposite side, stretching that tricep. Pat yourself on the side. You're the best. Just say it to yourself. On your exhale, just let it go. Reach your arms out nice and wide. Just see if you can take your arms a little behind your shoulders and then give yourself a big hug, reaching one arm over the other. Just rock from side to side. We haven't been able to hug, so we gotta hug ourselves. Inhale, take your arms wide, squeeze those shoulder blades together. See how that feels. See how that feels. And then take it to the opposite side, opposite arm over. Hug it out, baby. Good job. Release that, shake it on out. And then let's just warm up our hips a little bit as we prepare. Just give your ankles a little love, a little rub here. They've been sitting kind of cooped up for a little bit, so let's give them a little love. And then take your hands back behind you. Just rock windshield washering your knees from side to side. Again, slow and meditative is the name of the game. Just reminding myself. Good job. And as you're ready, we're going to remove our pillow if you have your pillow where mine was. And if you have a blanket, take it underneath your knees. Remove any wrinkles. Just make it nice and comfy. And then place your knees under your hips and place your hands under your shoulders. And just rock it out from side to side. Take a gander back at your right toe. And then take your gaze over to your left. And just moving from side to side, just kind of getting in touch with the hips and the side body. And then come back to center. Find that tabletop. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Press into all the little joints of the fingers. So you're mindfully using the hands to assist your wrist. You might have a little bend in your elbow or your arms might be straight. Tops of the feet are on the mat. And the gaze is slightly forward. Shoulders are relaxed and down away from the ears. Take a nice big breath and drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the crown of the head, and come into cow pose. Then exhale your way into that Halloween cat shape. And inhale, coming into cow. Let's take a few more of these, just exploring your spine. How is it feeling this evening? Moving with your breath. So the more you can keep your awareness on your body and your breath, the more we find that meditative movement. The better we're going to feel. Nice job. Come back to center. Take the Sophie shake. The shake of the Sophie. That's my chocolate lab. She's so excited to see you. She just shakes her butt very voraciously. So when you're ready, pull that belly into the spine. Really let your abs support you here. And then we're going to extend that left leg long. Flex the toes of the left leg. See if you can lift it about waist, about hip height. And then release your right arm forward. Come into your first balance pose. And then notice what thoughts are flowing through your mind as you begin to balance here. And just see if you can just notice them, let them float by. Use your breath to come back to your focus. So your focus can be your breath, Your focus can be this pose, this bird dog pose. And your focus can also be a drishti, so you can find something to look at as you're balancing that's not moving, something maybe just ahead of you on the floor. And we'll take one more breath, and then slowly lower your right hand down, lower your left hand down. Sophie, shake it out. You got this. Take a breath in, and a nice breath out. We'll extend that right leg long. See if you can send those toes toward the floor, reach that left leg forward. And find your breath, find your balance, find your drishti. Seems like a lot of work, but it's really not. After practicing for a while, it becomes natural. One more breath in, and then slowly lower your way down, lower your hand down, lower your knee down. And we'll take some hip circles here. So this is a good way to get the kinks out of those hips. So just move slowly and meditatively in one direction, whichever direction floats your boat. Good. And then switch directions. If anyone's out there from Western Maryland / McDaniel, Bruce Belt is here. Say hi to him in the chat. So fun to read the chat. Come back up to center. Shake it out. Good. I hope you're feeling okay. And if you're not yet, trust me, this child's pose might help. So you can bring your knees wide as your mat, bring your big toes to touch, and sink your hips back. Now, if this doesn't work for your knees, a pillow under the knees can be nice. And also, if you're finding that your hips won't quite go back to your heels, you can tuck one of your pillows and just use that as a nice prop there to help you. You can also take, if you have two pillows, take another pillow and place it under your forehead and just really sink into this pose. So child's pose is a really great stretch, obviously, for the back, the spine, the shoulders. Reach your arms forward unless a pillow's in your way. It's also a great place to practice your breath, breathing into that back body. I thought I'd share with you this poem from Dana Folds. Who you are is so much more than what you do. The essence shining through the heart, soul, and center. The bare and bold truth of you does not lie in your to-do list. You are not just at the surface of your skin, not just the impulse to arrange the muscles of your face into a smile or a frown. Not just boundless energy or bone-wearying fatigue. Delve deeper. You are divinity, the vast and open sky of spirit. It's the light of God, the ember at your core, the passion and the presence. The timeless, deathless essence of you that reaches out and touches me. Who you are transcends fear and turns suffering into liberation. Who you are is love. We are not our thoughts. Our thoughts come and go. Another full breath in to the back body, filling up the lower back, the middle back, breathing all the way up into the shoulders. And then slowly release the air. And we'll slowly make our way back up to that tabletop. And take your hands just a little farther ahead of where they were and go ahead and tuck your toes. And take your hips back to your heels again this time. And just stretch your feet. Tucking the toes under, getting a little stretch. So good for the feet. And then we'll come back up, keeping the hands where they are. Just tuck your toes. Your toes are already tucked. Lift your hips and send your hips up to the sky, coming into downward facing dog. Move your and then keep a generous bend in your knees if you're feeling any tweakiness in your back. And just pause here in downward facing dog. Notice your shoulders here. So you can draw them away from your ears. Keep the neck nice and soft and relaxed. Keep a nice soft meditative look on your face. Even if no one can see you, just soften your face. And just begin to walk your dog, walking that right leg and the left leg and bending it. Good. Keeping the breath slow and smooth. And when your dog is sufficiently walked, press your heels back toward the floor. And just find a moment of stillness. Noticing the strength of your shoulders. Noticing the length of your spine. Such a really nice stretch. And if you ever have someone around who can give you a little assist in this pose, it's really nice. Sometimes I ask my husband to do it. And sometimes he's patient enough to stand there and hold it. It's really nice. One more breath in, and as you're ready, just take a walk forward and let your feet come to the front of your mat. Let your hands just dangle, maybe grab a hold of your elbows, keeping another generous bend in your knees if your lower back is still not quite ready, or your hamstrings, and just rock from side to side. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Nice. And then find stillness here. So if you can let go somewhere in this forward fold, maybe you can let go just a little bit more. And then as you're ready, release your hands, bend your right knee just ever so slightly. Take your right hand to the floor and sweep that left arm up. Take a little twist. Good. You can take your left arm behind your back for a half bind if you like. Inhale the arm back up if it's back, and exhale it down. When you're ready, bend that left knee. Inhale, gently raise that right arm, opening that right shoulder. Keep your gaze with it. You can take that half bind. Maybe take a little shoulder circle if you like. Nice breath in. And then exhale, refold. And then as we root our feet into the earth, bend your knees and just shake your arms as you root to rise, reaching up. Letting those arms reach all the way up. And then take a hold of clasp your hands, send your palms up to the ceiling. Engage your legs, drawing your kneecaps up, finding some strength in those quadriceps. Just lean to the right. Take a look at the left, what's out your left side. Just appreciate what you can see. And come back to center. Inhale, open up that right side body, leaning to the left. Looking right. And exhale back up to center. Taking your arms to frame your ears, see if you can look up at your hands and lean back just ever so slightly. Just a gentle back bend, pressing your hips forward. Breath smooth. Meditative movement. When you're ready, release those hands, rain it down, come all the way down to your forward fold. Fingertips to the floor, or blocks if you have them. And then inhale, come into a halfway lift. You can let the shoulders draw away from the ears and make that little half table. And then exhale, refold. We'll root to rise again, beginning to add the breath. Inhale, reach up and look up. Exhale those hands up to the ceiling, and then take a lean over to the left. Look right. Inhale. And exhale back up. Take your lean over as you inhale to the right. Look left. Lots of bird activity out there tonight. And exhale. Reaching up, looking up. Take your back bend. This time, let's really stretch the shoulders. Let's take our arms back behind us. Find your elbows back here. Or maybe you like reverse and come into prayer hands, find your back. Or maybe you'd prefer to clasp your hands. Whatever you choose, do it with gusto. Inhale, lean back, find your back bend. And then exhale, forward fold here. Good. Soft face, soft mind, whatever that means. And then slowly release your hands to the floor. Root to rise. Reach up, let your palms touch, and exhale your hands, coming into mountain pose. We'll just pause here in mountain pose and just appreciate the fact that we are standing. So bring your hands down to your side, draw your shoulders back and down. Let's close our eyes here. And just notice that we are actually balancing with your eyes closed. You might feel a little rocking motion in your body as you make minor adjustments to stay standing. Take a nice big breath in and exhale it out. Good. And then blink your eyes open. We'll come back. You're probably still at the front of your mat. I will come back to the front of my mat. And then sink my hips down, so you might want to join me, coming into chair pose. Let's see if you can sink those hips down and frame your ears. And just enjoy this pose, noticing the parts of your body that you may not have noticed thus far. Some calves, some shoulders, some other stuff. Take a nice big breath in. And then we're going to bring our hands to heart center and bring our weight into our left leg and gracefully step back with our right leg. And boom, here we are. Crescent pose. So reach your arms up. And notice that you're balancing here. Enjoy this. Send your fingertips up to the sky, but send your shoulders back down away from your ears. Good job. One more big breath in. And one more big breath out as you bring your hands to heart center. And we're going to scooch that right toe back even farther. And see if you can just gently set that right knee down. Set the top of the right foot down. And then we're going to take this right elbow and loop it across this left leg and take a twist. So here we are, twisting toward the left. You might want to open up, stretching those shoulders. You can thank Cynthia Mackley for this. She asked for it. You can take a half bind here, reaching around for that right hip crease. Just enjoying your twist, enjoying the view. Take one more breath. And exhale to unwind. And take your hands down to frame that left foot. Sink your hips back. Lift your left toes. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Inhale and exhale. Stretch that hamstring on the left side. It feels so good. One breath in, one breath out. 2 breaths in, 2 breaths out. We're going to go for 3. feels so good. When you're ready, we're going to come back forward, lowering that left foot to the floor. Tuck the right toes under, lift that right knee, and then press into your hands. Send that left foot back, coming into downward facing dog on this side. So see if you can walk your dog a little bit, enough to send those heels down to the floor. Press into those hands and find stillness. Take a breath and another breath. Notice your body, notice your breath, notice your thoughts. And on the next inhale, look forward. You can bend your knees and jump forward if that's in your practice, or you can simply take a nice humble walk forward and find your forward fold. When you're ready, root to rise, reaching up, looking up. And then exhale your hands to heart center. And we're going to sink down, coming into chair pose here. Take a nice big breath in as you frame your ears, maybe sinking down a little bit lower. Enjoying this chair pose. Noticing things. Keeping that breath nice and smooth and steady. Drawing those shoulders down away from the ears. And on your next exhalation, just bring your hands down to your heart. Bring your weight into your right foot. Step your left foot back. Boom, here we are. Crescent pose. Reach your arms up. Send your fingertips up. Feel that great stretch in the left leg. Keeping that right knee bent, right knee over, right ankle. Draw your pinkies toward one another. Again, tucking those shoulders down into their place, away from those ears. One big breath in. One big breath out. And then as you're ready, we're going to lower that knee down to the floor, lower the top of the foot down. Hands come to heart center and take your twist on this side. Now, if you really love it, you can take your twist up high here by tucking that toe and coming up. Or you can come with me. Come with me. Mm-hmm. Pure imagination. What is that from? Really Walcott. Keep breathing. Good. As you're ready, exhale to slowly unwind. Bring your hands to frame that right foot. And lift those toes toward your face and commit to this hamstring stretch. So we're going to come forward and we're going to really stretch this hamstring. So use your breath. Big, deep inhalations. Feel your breath. Feel that most excellent stretch on this right side. Nice. Slow and easy is the name of the game. Sort of. We're doing our best. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, just lower that right foot to the floor. Take your hands to frame that right foot. Tuck your toes on the left side. Lift your knee and step that right foot back to downward facing dog. Find your dog. Bring your feet wide as your mat. And notice how that affects the hips here in downward facing dog. Take a full round of breath. Deep inhalation, nice exhalation. So the head is under the heart. You're getting all that good blood flow into the brain, the face, giving you that nice rosy glow. No charge. One more breath in, and then bring your feet about hip width, and go ahead and lift that right leg up to the sky. Feel that sense of length in that right leg since we've stretched it out. Take some ankle circles here on the right leg. Go the other direction. Good. And as you're ready, we're going to inhale. And then exhale, round your spine. Draw that knee into your chest. And then exhale, back, up, three-legged dog. Take a big breath in and exhale, round that forward. This time, we're going to take the knee over to the left and come into a fallen star. Opening up that left hand, left arm to the sky, reaching that right leg out to the right underneath the left. We'll be here for one more breath. Good evening, obliques. And as you exhale, take that left hand down. Lift that right leg up one more time. And then draw that knee in and step it up. And we'll come into warrior one here. So take your left foot to the left side of the mat. Slide your right foot over slightly so you have that angle on the left foot. Now we're going to take our hips and spin them around forward and reach our arms up. Nice and high, reaching up. And then take your goddess pose here by drawing your elbows out. So here's some more shoulders. Squeeze your shoulders together and get this spacious action in the chest. And then while you're there, just look up. So we're balancing, we're stretching, we're squeezing our shoulder blades. We're pressing our feet into the floor. It's so much. But if we keep our breath nice and slow and we're mindful and meditative, we have so got this life. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, take your hands behind you, clasp your hands together, send them down, and then we're going to slowly lower into that humble warrior. Finding humility here, letting the head again come below the heart, but stretching the shoulders, reaching up, doing the balance. It's so good. So good, so good. Take one more breath in. And slowly, as you're ready, we're going to stay here. We're going to reach our arms forward. We're going to reach both fingers forward and just kind of claw the earth. And this is going to give us stability because we're going to bring our weight into our right leg, lift our left leg. And then we're going to take our right hand to the floor or right fingertips and just gently peel that left arm up, coming into half moon pose. Now, if you're wobbling like me, you are human, so just let it happen. It's good. But once you get there and you find a drishti, something that's not moving, see if you can flex that left foot. Nice big breath. Good. Take it easy, take it slow. Take your aim and let it go. Remember that cheer from high school? Where's this coming from? One more breath. And then as you're ready, slowly lower yourself down. Take that left foot all the way back. Take your right hand down. Take your right foot all the way back, coming into downward facing dog. Take a big breath in, maybe walk it out. Find your breath. Find your bliss. This is fun, right? After you clear your throat, inhale that left leg up to the sky. And exhale, draw your knees into your nose, rounding your spine. Inhale it back up. And slowly, mindfully, draw it back in on your exhale. One more time, inhale, reach up. Get really long, keep pressing that right heel into the floor. And then exhale, round, draw that knee in, and then take it over to the right underneath you, coming into fallen star on this side. Opening up. Right foot spins to flat. Left toes are pointed. Beautiful star. If you're feeling like you need a shoulder circle here, this is your practice. Make it your own. Take one more breath. Keep it steady. And exhale, take your right hand down. Lift that left leg up again. On your exhale, draw that knee in toward your nose and then look forward, step it forward. And we'll come into warrior one on this side. So spin that right foot to flat. Take that left foot over ever so slightly and spin your hips forward. Reach your arms up gracefully, coming into that beautiful warrior pose. Warrior numero uno. Or warrior un in French, right? Bring that left knee over that left ankle. And just enjoy this. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Pinkies draw toward one another. Activating the arms, activating the legs, pressing that right side of that right foot toward the mat. And when you're ready, flip your palms. See if you can cross them the funky way. So just find a funky way so we can challenge our brains here. Draw those shoulders back toward one another. Smile. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, bow like a humble warrior, lifting your arms up toward the sky. Keeping your breath smooth and steady. You got this. Breathing in. Breathing out. On your next exhalation, slowly begin to release those hands, letting go of any thoughts of whatever happened the last time we tried this half moon. Just let it go. We're going to bring both hands forward, claw those fingertips forward. You know you can do this, right? Bring the weight into that left leg. And then we're going to slowly pick up this right leg, praying we don't fall into a burning candle near us. And then peel that right arm up. Find your drishti. Find something to look at. You can look forward. You can look up at your hand. Once you get that, flex your right foot. Yeah. Maybe lift your foot a little bit higher. Maybe open that shoulder. Maybe take a little shoulder circle if that feels good. Balancing. Breathing, meditating, and having fun. All the things. One more breath. And as you're ready, exhale, just take that right foot down to meet your left. And just let your head hang. Come into ragdoll again. Just relax your shoulders, relax your head, relax every diagonal. Breathing in. More breath in. And as you're ready, come into that halfway lift, bringing your hands to your shins. Wow, that candle really was close. I've got to rearrange my furniture. And then slowly walk your way up to standing. Good job. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. My daughter said we needed to do tree pose since the trees were swaying. That would give us a chance to practice our mindfulness. So I'm just going to go with it. So when you're ready, bring your hands to heart center. Bring your feet hip width. Find a drishti. Just pick something out in front of you that is fairly stationary. We're all moving, always. The planet is spinning and hurtling. So You don't have to do too much to find something that is not moving. Bring your weight into your left leg and just take your right leg and externally rotate it. Decide if you want to place it in between, in here on this left inner thigh, or perhaps you're just going for the heel to ankle version today. Just open up that hip, find that hip opener that works for you. And then find that steadiness. Regardless of what's blowing around in your background, in your world, find your own inner steadiness. Rooted deeply, reaching high, opening out, sending your branches out into the world, sharing your love. That was a beautiful tree, you guys. Excellent work. I can just tell. Bring your feet back to hip width. Let's see what happens on the other side. So steady yourself, grow your roots, find your center here. Hands at the heart, the center of it all, and then bring your weight over to your right foot. Decide where your tree will be. Perhaps it's here. Perhaps you're feeling ready. Place it ever so gently in the inside of that right leg. Soft face as you reach your branches. Grow your leaves. I think that I shall never see a poem as lovely as a tree. A tree that looks at God all day and lifts its leafy arms to pray. Remember that. When you're ready, on your exhale, draw your hands down to heart center. Draw that knee back in. Stand up. Good job. Excellent. Excellent work. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree. I remember that. From my childhood, a blast from the past. When you're ready, come to the front of your mat. Let's lift and spread those toes and come into mountain pose. And then inhale, root to rise, reaching up. And then exhale, fold forward. Take your forward fold. Inhale, come into your halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. Let the head come down. Good job. Inhale, root to rise. And exhale, let your hands come to heart center. Here we go. We're going to come down to our mats. We're going to stretch a little more. Inhale, reach up and look up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come to that halfway lift. And then exhale, step back with your left leg, plant your hands, and step back with your right leg, coming into a plank. Take a nice big breath here. And an exhalation. Shoulders, abs, soft face, breath, mind, all of it. One more breath in. And then we're going to lower down to a low plank. Coming into this low plank, clasp your hands. Good. Shoulders are working here. We're strengthening those shoulders before we stretch them out a little bit more. When you're ready, lift your hips and start to walk your feet forward. We're going to come into dolphin pose here. So we are in a shoulder challenging pose here, but we're also stretching. So you can walk forward a little bit more. Keep your gaze slightly forward. And notice if your breath is starting to get choppy. Mine is too. It's okay. We're going to take one more breath. And then we're going to really appreciate it as we walk back and slowly lower our way down. Hips come down to floor. But we'll take our hands to the floor and just rest in a Sphinx pose. So draw the shoulders down. Let your heart come forward, shining forward. Let the tops of the feet rest. And just close your eyes here. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. Now this is a back bend, a little back compression to bring some blood flow to that lower back. So there's some things you can do. You can adjust, bringing your legs a little wider. See if that feels better, if you're feeling too much sensation. Or if you're feeling not enough, you can reach your arms out and straighten them, coming into seal pose. Getting a little more of a back bend, but still retaining that rosy glow and that smile on your face as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Nice. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, just lower your way down to the mat. Make a pillow. Then just turn your head to one side. Stretch the neck. And let your breath just flow as you feel your belly pressing into the floor, as you feel your heartbeat. And then go ahead, turn your head to the other side. Just give your neck equal time. And as you're ready, bring your forehead back to center and take your hands to either sides of your shoulders and just tuck those elbows in, but keep those shoulders nice and down away from the ears. Press your hands into the floor. We're going to press our way up to downward facing dog. So you can come up to the table and then tuck your toes and slowly lift your hips up to the sky. Make it a slow lift because this is a counter pose to that back bend. So make it slow and eventually, oh, only someone was here. Someone could take my hips and press them up to the sky. So if you have anyone there, it feels so good. Just place your hands on their sacrum and just press your hips up to the sky. It's a really nice partner stretch. So breathe in. Breathe out. Release tension in the head, neck, and shoulders. And soften your face. When you're ready, we're going to lift that right leg up high. And we're going to bring this knee forward and bring the right knee behind this right hand. And then take that left leg and really kind of walk it back so it's nice and straight. You can even look back at it. And then if this bothers your knees and you're just not into a half pigeon tonight, come down to your mat and lay on your back and you'll come into figure four. And then as you begin to think about how you'd like to spend your time in this half pigeon, I'll demonstrate figure four in just a second for you guys. Maybe place a pillow in front of you or two pillows. And then you can just slowly come down, just slowly descending into this hip opener. And you can make yourself as comfortable as you can here. And we'll be here for about 10 breaths. So if you're coming down to your back because your knees are just not going to cooperate, that's great. Bring one ankle across the opposite leg. Then you will stay there while we're in pigeon on this side. And then you'll just switch sides when we switch sides. All good? Good. Okay. Everybody, wherever you are, keep the breath moving. And keep the thoughts being noticed. Notice if you are resisting this pose. See if you can consciously release and soften somewhere. Sending the breath to nooks and crannies. Anywhere there are dark places that could use your breath. Some deep inhalations and long, slow exhalations. Using the breath. Maybe after a while you sink down and relax a little bit more. Sometimes you're doing great. Keep the breath moving through. Full inhalation. If you can let go a little bit more here. And take one more breath. As you complete that round of breath, start to lift yourself back up, tuck your left toe, and lift that right leg up. Coming into downward facing dog. And if you're in figure 4, just switch legs. And if you're in downward facing dog, maybe take a few hip circles or just walk your dog. And when you're ready, lift that left leg up high. And bring it forward, coming into your version of half pigeon. So that left knee comes behind the left hand. And that right leg scooches, gets really long. So look back so you can make sure it's nice and straight behind you. And lift your heart, lift your gaze on a big old inhale. And then let your exhale lower you down. Soften here. Now, if you notice that your left hip is kind of high, like mine is, you can take your other pillow or a rolled up blanket and tuck it under that left hip just to give you some support. Back to your breath. Let this hip slowly, mindfully release. You have a lot of tension in your hips. This is your chance to let it go. Softening your face and brow. Releasing tension in your shoulders. And with a deep inhalation, fold, deep, deep. And slowly set air as you press your way up. Take your hands to the mat, tuck your right toe. Take your left foot to the floor and just walk out your dog or take some hip circles on this side. So I'm just going to slowly come on down to our mat and join our fellow yogis. And once you get there, we'll hug both knees into the chest. Take that sacral massage, drawing circles with your knee on the ceiling. And go in both directions. Hug your knees in, extend your left leg long, reach your right leg up to the sky. See if you can hold on to your, let's reach to the outside of this right foot. And then open up that left arm to the left side, coming, and then take that right leg out to the right. So see if you can keep this left hip close to the mat, down on the mat. You might want to try to scooch up a little bit. Just open up. The big spacious breath. And as you exhale, just bring that leg back up. And give it a little hug, a little hamstring stretch. And take the left hand to the outside of that right foot. Reach that right arm over to the right side. Maybe turn your gaze as you take your leg across your body. Breathing in. Breathing out. Slowly coming back to center. Take your hands behind this calf or at your ankle and just draw your nose up toward your knee. And then slowly release your hands and let your leg just float down to the floor. And just pause here, noticing the difference between the right side and the left. And then take that right leg up, left leg, sorry, up to the sky. Take the outside of that left foot in your hand. Admire your lovely foot. Reach your right arm out to the right. And then just open that leg out to the left. Pressing your heel forward. And stretch of the leg. And a bonus stretch in the arm. Keep that right hip planted as much as you can. And on your next exhale, slowly bring it back up. Switch sides. So take that right hand to the outside of the left foot. Open up that left arm and twist over, sending that leg across the body. Reaching, pressing that heel forward. Inhale it back up. Reach for your ankle or your calf. And take your nose to your knee. And then slowly release it down. Good job. Nice. Take some ankle circles and then reach your arms way overhead. Take a full body stretch. Get super long and fill up with air. And then we're going to take our pillows and we're going to lovingly tuck them underneath our legs so that our legs are a little bit higher than our hips. And then we're just going to let our legs extend and let our feet just fall out to the side. And if you have a blanket, and if you're cold, you can cover up. There's a couple things you can do. You can roll it up just a little bit and place it under your neck if you like that. Or you can roll it up a little bit like this and just place it over your belly. And it becomes this real comfort thing. And it just feels really good. It's like one of those weighted blankets. Really good for just relaxing deeply. And if you happen to have an eye pillow handy, plunk that baby over your eyes and just close your eyes and soften your face, soften your jaw, soften your shoulders. Maybe even tuck your shoulders underneath you, just scooching them underneath you as you soften and relax and release you. Coming into your Shavasana, knowing you did such a beautiful job following your breath. Noticing your thoughts and paying attention to your body. Nothing left to do here, just let go. The time will come when, with elation, you will greet yourself arriving at your own door in your own mirror, and each will smile at the other's welcome and say, "Sit here, eat." You will love again the stranger who is yourself. Give wine, give bread, give back your heart to itself. To the stranger who has loved you all your life, whom you have ignored for another, who knows you by heart, take down the love letters from the bookshelf, the photographs, the desperate notes. Peel your own image from the mirror. Sit, feast on your life. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring small movements to fingers and toes. Turn your head from side to side. As you're ready, roll to one side and just pause, curling up. Just taking a moment to notice how you feel. Notice the quality of your breath. As you're ready, use the strength of your arms. Press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Let your eyes close. Sit up nice and tall. Pull the shoulders back and down. Notice your hips. Thank your hips. Let's take a breath together, reaching your arms out and up, scooping up all the goodness and drawing it down into your own big, beautiful, loving heart. Take your chin to your chest and just bow in reverence to your own light. That beautiful light that we sometimes ignore or forget, or just have too many layers covering it to appreciate. Here it is, right here, right now. Smile to that. And as we are here, just send a good thought out into the world, a thought, a prayer. Peace. Love. Justice. Thank you so much for showing up tonight, for coming to Nightcap, for practicing with us. It's so much fun. I'm kind of sad that it might be over one day, but who knows? We'll see. We'll just see what happens. Namaste, friends. Hi, Barb. Yay, Bruce had a run today. How far did you run, Bruce? Thank you guys so much. It's been fun practicing with you. I'll see you next Tuesday. Namaste. Have a good night.